Hi Liz, it's Tuesday. I've been thinking about the Eisenhower matrix, where you have something that's urgent and important, and if it's urgent and important, you do it, and if it's not important and urgent, you're supposed to delegate it, and if it's not urgent and not important, you delete it. And then if it's not urgent and important, then you're supposed to schedule it. Okay, so that's pretty basic. This sounds nice, but there's problems with it. So what's the problem is there's not really good lines here. It's more blurry. And so when I want to put in my life, it gets super complicated of where exactly things go. Like schoolwork is pretty urgent, but I don't really know how important it is, and I also can't delegate it. And relationships are really important, but they don't always seem urgent. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. So, I don't know, relationships are here somewhere, schoolwork is here somewhere. It's just fuzzy. So when it's like 2:45 and I'm looking at my computer and my kids are coming home from school and I'm trying to get a paper done, it's really hard to determine, like, do I keep working on my paper or do I turn it off and spend time with my kids, and when do I do that? So I have a helpful analogy from a book that one of my professors wrote, which I'll link in the description. So let's say you're eating a bag of potato chips. And you're like, how many potato chips should I eat from this bag? All right, well, one's good, one's yummy, and two's good, two's yummy. So with each potato chip, you decide whether to eat it or not. And a single potato chip is yummy, and the cost of a single potato chip are very, very minimal. You keep eating until you've eaten the whole bag of potato chips, and then you don't feel so good because you ate the whole bag of potato chips. So what do we do for this? Because each time you eat a single potato chip, it's a good decision to eat the potato chip. But altogether, eating a whole bag of potato chips costs more than just eating a few. So one of the things is to think about some sort of category of good and bad. So eating the whole bag is bad, and eating a few is good. But the thing about it is, like, this middle, it might be pretty big middle. It's a big gray area between the two categories. What should I do? So, you know, here is good, and then this is still sort of good, and this is still sort of good, and eventually you reach bad. But there's never a point where you go, now this single potato chip is a bad decision. So what you have to do is say, I'm going to eat 11 potato chips. You put a line, and it's an arbitrary line because that area is all fuzzy, but you just say, I'm going to put this line there, and I'm going to only eat 11 chips. And you have to realize that it is arbitrary, that eating one more chip is a good decision, but if you keep making those sorts of good decisions, then you make a bad decision overall. So I need boundaries in my life, and that isn't so much about determining what's important and what's not important and what's urgent, but just saying, I have space for family, and I have space for school, and maybe my space for school is from 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And at 4 o'clock, even if writing one more sentence is a good decision, since every new sentence of a paper is a good decision, I just have to put an arbitrary stopping point and say, no, I'm going to stop at 4 o'clock. And I'm going to spend time with my family instead. And this is really good to realize that boundaries are fuzzy, and that you just need to put arbitrary stopping points and say, you know what, I'm just going to spend time on what's important right now.